Each night the moon appears to change shape. Some nights, the moon might look like a narrow crescent. Other nights, the moon might look like a bright circle. And on other nights, you might not be able to see the moon at all. The different shapes of the moon that we see at different times of the month are called the moon's phases. Let's learn about it using a model today. Before we use the model, let's understand how a person can see an object. The light reflected from the object reaches the eye, and that's how we see any object. This cone shows how the light reflected from this ball reaches the eye. The pointed end of the object is near the eye of this toy man. The object is at the circular end. The cone determines the field of clear vision. That means the closer it is to the eye, the smaller the field of vision is, because the circumference gets smaller, closer to the eye. Very big objects like the moon can be seen fully, as they are far away at the broader end of a large cone. Another aspect that we may want to know before we proceed is how much of the moon we can see from the earth. If the camera is assumed to be the sun and this ball is the moon, the light from the sun falls on only a portion that is facing the sun. In this case, one half of the moon is lit. The opposite face which does not receive sun's light is in darkness and cannot be seen. In this ball tactile, the dark portion is marked by woolen and lit portion is plain. Let's look at the tactile model of the phases of the moon now. We have a circular cardboard cutout which represents the revolution path of the moon. Earth is represented by the person here in the center. There are 8 paper cups stuck on the circular board to show 8 phases of the moon. The moon is represented by the thermocol ball. The paper cup covers the part that we cannot see from the earth. This model is best when experienced by touch rather than seeing it. Let's assume the camera is the position where sun is. Let's fix all the 8 balls in the cups such that the plane surface which represents the lit portion faces the sun. The cup covers what cannot be seen from the earth. Let's examine each of them one by one. When the moon is directly between sun and earth, the unlit portion of the moon faces the earth. When this ball is touched, we can feel only the woolen part of the ball. That means moon is not seen. This is the new moon phase. After half a week, the moon travels further around the earth, and this is what one can see from the earth. It is like a crescent with small portion lit up. After nearly 1 week, the moon comes to the next position. Here we can see 1/4 of the entire moon or half of the portion of the moon that we see from the earth. This is called half moon. In the next phase, we see that more than half of the moon is seen from the earth. This is the gibbous moon. In the next phase after 2 weeks, the full half of the moon that is seen from the earth is lit up. This is the full moon. The entire path from new moon to full moon is the waxing phase where the moon is seen growing in size. The next cycle is called waning phase. The next waning gibbous is when a little portion of the half moon is dark. After about 3 weeks, we again will get 1/4 of the moon lit up. This is the waning quarter. Next phase is the waning crescent where only a small portion is seen. After about 29.5 days, the moon is back to where it started. These different stages of waxing and waning of the moon as seen from the earth is called phases of the moon.